Hi there, welcome back. So as we discussed before, we were talking about the mind being a filing system. This was something that was brought out in this latest book, I Am Light, I Am Dark, and I'm so excited to share this book with you. It has so much beautiful knowing, that's being shared. It is just beautiful. But one of the things that I really loved about the latest book is that it talks about the mind. It's a gift to us. It's a filing system, and it's designed, that whatever we go through in our childhood, it files it away. That's the whole point. It doesn't judge it as good or bad, or actually that comes with, repetition. If you go through an experience so many times, and say an experience of being smacked, okay? And when you're smacked, it hurts physically. So it's a painful experience. It's not a pleasant one, right? So the mind will file away the word smack. It'll have this little file, and imagine this piece of paper, and on the top it says smack. And underneath smack, you'll have the word pain, right? Because it hurts physically, or maybe hurts physically. Let's write that down. And then under that, you'll put all the things that this brought up for you. This is what the mind will store, okay? Feelings of shame, because, feelings of not being good enough, feelings of unworthiness, all the feelings that came up with it, as well as the physical pain, right? That it hurts physically. But it will file away all the other things that you felt as well. This is the job of the mind. This is what it does. And the judgments come in when something has happened so many times that you've decided it's a bad thing because it makes you feel bad. It's not a pleasant thing. It doesn't make you feel good every time this happens. Now, what happens is the mind is the filing system, but the body is the filing cabinet. So if you imagine this big filing cabinet, a physical filing cabinet in front of you, okay? And now you've got that file that says smack, right? And with that piece of paper that on the top it says smack, and it hurts physically because this is the actual physical event of what happened, right? Underneath that, you're going to have all the feelings that went with it. Feelings of shame, feelings of unworthiness. And the feelings of shame come because usually you're told you're a bad child. Bad child, like when you say to a dog, bad dog, and the dog knows straight away. A tail goes between its legs and it knows it's done something that you don't approve of, right? But like in my childhood, half the time I didn't know what I'd done wrong. So the one thing I did know was that if I was being smacked and I was being yelled at, I was not a good girl. That's one thing I took away from it, because if I was a good girl, she wouldn't need to be smacking me and she wouldn't need to be yelling at me. So they're all the things that get filed away in your mind. Plus the fear, that this big person, you're this tiny little child and this big person is coming in, to hurt you physically, and you have no power to stop it. So there's that fear, that powerlessness. All of this goes into that file. Now what happens is, every time that event occurs in your childhood, all of those feelings, if you can imagine, each time that event happens, those feelings are a brick that hold down that piece of paper in your filing cabinet. So the mind is just the piece of paper, okay, and it stores everything. The event, what happened, all the feelings that went with it. Your body is the filing cabinet. And what happens is, depending on the event, depending on what happened, is you store it somewhere within you. So let's take an example of every time you get smacked, that gets stored on your lower back. Okay, just an example. So every time you store that there, that tension of, I've just been smacked or I'm being smacked, that tension in your body is created all around your lower back. Every time that happens, right? Now, the mind has created the file, and the body is storing that file with a brick on top of it. Every time it happens, you get a new brick piled on top, and a new brick piled on top, and a new brick piled on top. Every time it happens. And those bricks with that file is sitting on your lower back, because that's the part of your body that you tense up every time that happens. Now, that's in childhood. as you grow up, even though you're no longer being smacked, every time someone brings up all those feelings of unworthiness, of not good enough, of you're a bad child, that tension in your lower back, it tenses up. Now, the analogy that was in the new book is the following. It asks, they were asking for you to, as an example, clench your fist as tight as you can. Just clench it, clench it, clench it, clench it, and hold it. Hold that as tight as you can, and hold it. Don't let go. And the question was, how long can you hold that for? Do you think you could hold that till the day you die? Does it feel comfortable to hold that? Are you still holding it? You might have let go by now. I'm still holding it. But especially if you're holding it as tight as you can, you're using every single muscle to hold that tight, that eventually that hand will get tired and you'll have to let go. You'll have to release it, right? So what happens with your back? With that file called smack and all those bricks, all those feelings piled on top of unworthiness, of not good enough, and everything else you put on there, not deserving. All that tension is still sitting on your back. And every time someone brings up those feelings, that's where that tension goes, on your lower back. So your lower back is like that fist. How long do you think that back will hold up with that tension if you don't look at it, if you don't allow it to release? Because the way to release it is to look at what happened, to look at the feelings that created, and to look at the beliefs that we created about ourselves from that event. That we're not worthy, that we're not good enough, we don't deserve love, we're being punished. And none of those things are true. But as long as we believe they're true, they're still holding tight on your lower back. Because in this lifetime, what I've noticed is so many people talk about, just concentrate on the future, just focus on that. Put everything into that, looking into the future. All the while, this tension is still there, tight on that lower back. Because no one is telling you to look at it. No one is telling you to give love for it. Your body stores all these different things in different places. Some people in the heart, and they end up with heart problems. Some people in the digestive, that's been mine in this lifetime. Around the gallbladder. All of my pain has been stored in there, in that section. Other people in the neck. Other people in their legs. We all store trauma in different parts of our body. The body holds it for you. When you have an event that is replayed over and over and has caused you pain and suffering and fear and all of that, your body actually stores it for you. And the moment we start to look at all of those things and understand that we are worthy, that we are love, and we've always been love, when we start to walk towards that, because what I've gained from all of this isn't so much, now, I can look to the future. It's that future doesn't matter. Whatever comes, whatever happens, I am the love. And that's worth more than anything that future could bring. And you are the love. And the moment that starts to resonate within you, the moment you start to remember, every day is a blessing, every day is a treasure, and whatever it brings is a bonus. It doesn't matter, because you've realized who you are. And not being good enough is not who you are. And not being worthy. This earth was created for you. You are a miracle. That you are here is a miracle in itself. But this was all created for you to come and experience yourself. How can you not be worthy? And how can you not deserve love? Let's put it that way. When you are love, you came from Source. You are Source. Spirit, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. You are made of the same beautiful energy. You can't be unworthy or undeserving of something that you already are. It's impossible. So the moment you start to walk towards that, remembering the beautiful love that you are, and that everything around you is loving you back to the love that you are, even your beautiful body that is storing all this pain for you, reminding you, when you feel pain, it's the body saying, is it time to release this now? Just like that fist. Is it time to release this now? Is it time to let it go? Is it time to return it to the love that it always was? Oh, my darlings, I love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.